Hi, I'm Luma, and today is March 17th, 2023. It also happens to be St. Patrick's Day, and many of my ancestors came from Ireland to Canada 5, 6, 7 generations ago. And when I woke up this morning, the words crossing a threshold came into my mind as soon as I woke up. And so with a nod to my ancestors who left an old life behind and made their way across the Atlantic Ocean to a new life. And what's required of us when we are in a time of transition, when we are moving from an old life to a new life, from old ways of living to new ways of living. And what's required of us is a great deal of courage, a great deal of trust, and a great deal of faith. So where do we draw that from? Where do you draw that from? Yeah. So take a moment here to drop your awareness down inside yourself, right into your heart space, and to imagine there is a doorway inside the deep chambers of your heart, and it opens directly into your source connection. And as you're breathing, that eternal light, that divine essence that you are, is coming through with every breath, and it's illuminating and bringing new life force energy into your body. So that's where I draw my strength from each day when I get up. And what's important is, what's the story that you tell yourself when you wake up first thing in the morning? How do you get up and face your day? And so there's many stories that are given to us. Some of those stories came from our ancestors, passed down generation to generation. A lot of those stories were of hardship, of struggle, of starvation, of poverty, of persecution, colonization, invasion. That's a lot of traumatic history that all of us have been sitting in for a long time. And it seemed for a lot of generations that there was no possibility of living in any other way. So we had to make do. We had to just keep going somehow, and holding some kind of prayer in our hearts. And if we go back to long ago generations that were going through very hard times, that I like to think that we who are here today are the answer to our ancestors' prayers. So if you get up in the morning and you think, there were people that prayed for help and asked for help, that there may be a brighter day, that life may be more beautiful, more full of grace, that you are the answer to that prayer. How would your day feel? How would you go about your daily routines? How would you meet other people? So again, thinking of how it is, what stories you're telling yourself, how it is that you are greeting and meeting each day. Yeah. So I'm going to pop out into a bigger energetic picture today, big picture view. And let's think about what's going on Earth here. Yeah. And there's a lot of stories right now about what's going on Earth. Is it climate change? Is our whole environment being destroyed? Or greedy elites taking over and grabbing all the resources and destroying everything? Toxic chemicals being blasted in the skies and through our waters? Yeah, there's a lot of stories of doom and gloom. And when you listen to that, that's going to shape how it is that you are perceiving reality. Yeah. So sometimes you just need to stop listening to those stories. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to do, because because you feel like you should be up on current news, you should be up on events, you should be helping to stop disasters, you know. And sometimes you just need to set that aside and turn your attention inward, yeah, into your heart space here, and to find, you know, within yourself that seed, because everybody has it, of the new cycle, because we're entering into a new cycle here. So coming to Earth. So Earth, here's a way to think of it. Here's a way to think of it that might help you get up in the morning. I know it helps me, so I want to share it with you. So let's just say, and we know, that there's a lot of dark stuff that's been going on in this part of the universe, in this part of the galaxy, for a very long time. Big, big cycle of darkness, of conflict, of invasion, of destruction. So that's been going on in our galaxy. We see it in our own human history here on planet Earth. And let's just say that there was an idea that peace could come in the most conflicted place in the cosmos. And let's say planet Earth said, I will hold that peace within me. I will hold that seed of possibility within me. Earth is a big planet, big, big planet, big, big heart, big, big soul, powerful, powerful being. So let's say that Earth carried that as a seed deep within the planetary body, yeah, and carried that seed down into the deepest, darkest, most dense parts of this universe, part of this galaxy, and it fell and fell and fell from the very subtle eternal realms into the realms of disconnection, of separation, of turning the back on eternal source, of God creator, turning it back, separating. And Earth still held within the beautiful body the seed of the new cycle, the seed of possibility. And it was only with extraordinary pressure that that seed would pop open and begin to germinate. And it would only be when the conditions were most dire that that seed would pop and open. And that would be the time when the conditions were right for this extremely powerful seed to open and to begin to germinate. And so we've already been through that period of intense pressure, and that build up was coming in 2011. And you know, there's a lot of predictions and a lot of things going on around 2012, right? So let's just say that was like the climax of the pressure of that Earth could go no further into darkness or into heavy density. Earth was not going to go down some black hole of obliteration and annihilation. No, this power and strength within this seed ignited and began to open. And that opening was also key coded to a lot of humans on this planet as well, who carried that seed of a new cycle of returning to our direct source connection, to that deep state of connection, interconnection, deep communion with all of creation. That seed has been carried. Say it's been in your DNA. Say it's been in your soul lineage that you brought. Say it's been in, you've got spirit lineages, galactic lineages from other planetary places, other stars. From your earthly ancestors, there has been so many beautiful races of humans over millions of years really on this planet who have brought forth these beautiful teachings of how to live with peace, how to live in harmony, how to live well together, and how to resolve conflicts, how to heal really, really deep wounds, yeah? And so Earth's seed has popped. It's open. That seed is popped in us, and you may feel like that seed's been trying to grow underneath cement. Yeah, underneath a really, really hard, crusty surface of extreme trauma. Okay, so we got this little sprout that's trying to grow up through a lot of trauma. Yeah. You know, we're feeling that pressure to grow, that pressure to expand. We feel like we're being pushed down. We're feeling like a victim. We're feeling like oppressed. Yeah. So what we're doing is to remember the strength and light that is within us, that is within the planet, that's pushing us up. And we also remember the golden, beautiful light of the spirit realms, of the divine realms that's coming, of the angelic realms that's also coming, like that sun that's here, coming in spring, that's activating new life, that's activating this cycle of renewal and new growth. Okay, so we're right on track with the seasons. If you're here living in the northern hemisphere, I know those of you in the southern hemisphere, somehow this is going to make sense as well. But here I'm broadcasting from Canada, so we're heading into spring. We're heading into the spring equinox. Wow, yeah. So light coming from above. Talked about this before. New energetic structures. Light coming up from the planet. Yeah, and here's us. And we are the ones that are having to clear through these heavy, crusty, old layers of trauma, these really old structures, hierarchical structures of control, of oppression, of fear, heavy-duty fear, disconnection. You're disconnected directly from your source. That's a very terrifying way to live. It creates a lot of anxiety in the system. So just coming back, grounding into your human heart here. Yeah. Just take a deep breath. Maybe it's a long time since you've really felt that deeper connection to your soul, to your spirit, to the greater phenomena of creation, to your point of origin, to where you came from when you first popped out of the imagination of God, source, creator, however you imagine that to be. And this is what we're embodying here. So again, just take another deep breath here with me. And to imagine in your mind's eye this vibrant new life that is growing deep in the earth, and that's growing deep inside of you, that has enormous strength, enormous resolve, dedication, and devotion to actualize a new cycle in the midst of an old cycle starting to crumble. These old crusty structures starting to break and drop away. So those of you who are listening here today are likely those that we're like the ones that are going to cross the threshold first. Yeah, we've been like waiting and waiting. It's like, when do we get to go and do something really beautiful? When is all this crap going to stop? When is all this conflict going to stop? You know, maybe we got really depressed and despondent and just full of despair, just like resignation. My God, it's never going to happen. What am I going to sit here and just like watch Netflix until I die, or I don't know, you know? So, boom, we're just going to snap out of that, snap out of it, and bring in that memory of why you're actually here. You got a living memory matrix that's open now on this planet for the first time in a really long time. Yeah, we've been living with a lot of amnesia. We can remember our own human history. We can remember the history of this planet, of this galaxy, of this universe. We didn't have access to that. We were living in this fearful state of disconnection. Yeah, we weren't victims of this. We actually came here to experience this on some level, and all kinds of other stuff happened. There's a lot of ways to tell this story. So let's come back to the story of Earth here, opening up this new seed. Yeah, and almost like creating an immunity to to darkness, creating, I don't want to say darkness because there's a really beautiful side of darkness, but like creating immunity to this distortion and of disconnection and separation. Okay, so it's like remembering deep connection within a state of deep disconnection. Kind of a paradox here. So we say Earth is this incredible jewel and gem that's kind of attracted like all the all the nefarious factions from this galaxy and beyond. Right? It's like all these beautiful waters, all these beautiful plant life, this beautiful race of angelic humans here. It's a very attractive planet, right? So it's attracted a lot of nefarious things. It's attracted a lot of conflict. You know, many of us have incarnated here, maybe from other timelines, other galaxies, other star systems where there was a lot of conflict, where some people have memories of coming from planets that were destroyed before. And it's like, we don't want that to happen again, okay? So, so Earth is like creating this remedy, you know, this piece of how to resolve the conflicts, how to have immunity to that distortion of separation. Okay, that's how I like to think about it here. That gets me up and going every day. And if I forget about that and get caught up watching too many things, listening to too many stories of doom and gloom, I just have to stop it. Go outside wherever you are. Even if you're in a city, you got the beautiful sky above you, you got the beautiful sun shining. There's likely trees, there's likely plants wherever you are, hopefully, and to feel that resurgence and that energy of renewal that's coming through the planet. Yeah, very obvious again here, Northern Hemisphere, we're coming into spring, the spring equinox alignment coming up next week. Yep. Today being St. Patrick's Day, I like to sprinkle some golden magic dust in here, you know, these stories of St. Patrick's Day of like finding your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Well, hey, like we are the rainbow body. Can we just say that? We are a rainbow body of light. That is our inheritance. That is what we are as angelic human beings. So imagine your body as this radiant, beaming, golden and rainbow light. Yep. So the beautiful rainbow body of light. What is a light body? We're jumping all over the place here today. What is a light body? It's like you build, you know, through our practices, through our attention, through our awareness, we build a beautiful body of light that holds consciousness, that holds higher frequencies. We're talking about new energetic structures, talking about building that body of light that sparkles and dances and is multifaceted like a rainbow that we actually cast. And you know, if you look at your skin closely when the natural light is shining through, you'll see little rainbows in your cells. Yeah, all that light, that full spectrum light, right here, ready to pop open into this gorgeous, bright flower garden of every color imaginable. Okay, that pot of gold, whew, the pot, that's our vessel here. That's our body. Our body right here is the vessel that holds the gold of our soul, the golden light of pure source consciousness, that level of our soul, which is the angelic realm, the angelic identity. It's not somewhere else, it's right here with us. And there's a reunion going on, and it's just going to keep going from now and to many, many, many generations of this reintegration of these levels of soul, of oversoul, these levels of consciousness, of actually working directly with source consciousness. And this is coming back in line again through this old density, heavy, dark field of disconnection, of conflict, of having to steal light from others because we disconnected from our light. Yeah. So there's a big reconnection going on, a lot of levels. So jumped a bit all over the place in touching on a bunch of different things here today. So again, thank you so much for listening, and to give yourself a lot of appreciation today. Self-appreciation opens the doorway to self-love, which ends the cycles of self-abuse yeah, of self-harm starts right here with each of us. And may we each have one golden conversation today with another human being to acknowledge, to appreciate, to recognize everything that is with that person, the heaviness they may carry, the burdens they may carry, the struggles, the trauma of their ancestors they may be carrying. We don't know. We don't know what another person is carrying with them. To also see that they've got that seed of light in them. It still may be in a latent state. It may be popped open into a little sprout. It may be starting to push up like a little plant, and just acknowledging that that possibility is also occurring within a person too. So having that compassion for yourself, a compassion for others, and thank you. Thank you for everything that you are participating in. And I'll be sharing some more soon. I'll be doing some live streams on some other platforms, and as soon as that's all lined up and I've figured out all the technicals behind the scenes, I'll post that information in the notes down below. So that'll be coming up in a little while too. So thank you.